Ray hated paperwork, but working as building manager for the past 7 years meant dealing with it, even when it got weird. And tonight, it got weird. For the third time this week, he'd received a complaint from tenants on the 3rd floor. Same wording, same tone. The light in 3B keeps flickering every night. Same time. But apartment 3B was supposed to be empty, vacant. No active lease, no entry since the last deep clean over 6 months ago. He checked the system anyway. Nothing had changed. He clicked open the maintenance ticket and sighed. At 1 a.m., just like the others, the report said the light blinked on, then pulsed randomly for about 15 minutes. He scrolled down. There were older logs, more complaints going back weeks, months, some flagged as resolved, others marked invalid, no access. That was strange. He didn't remember logging those himself. Ray grabbed the flashlight and master key. Might as well check it out. He walked to the hallway closet and froze. The master key ring was hanging where it always did, but one tag had been rubbed blank. Its label, once marked 3B, was completely worn away. He picked it up slowly. From upstairs, he swore he heard it. Click, click, flicker. The light in 3B was already on. The hallway was quiet. Too quiet for a building this old. No hum from the vending machine. No TV behind closed doors. Just the soft buzz of overhead lights and the distant flicker of something not quite right. Ray reached the 3rd floor and saw it immediately. Apartment 3B's light was on. Pale, unsteady, blinking like it couldn't decide if it wanted to stay alive. He pulled the key from his pocket, held it to the lock. It slid in, but wouldn't turn. He tried again, firmer this time. The lock clicked once, then jammed. The door refused to open. Behind it, a thud. Low, like someone dropping something heavy. Ray stepped back, held his breath. Another flicker. The bulb above the door stuttered violently. Flash, off, flash, off. And in that instant between blinks, he saw a figure through the peephole, not facing the door, just standing in the middle of the room. Still, motionless. He blinked. Gone. He leaned close to the door, pressing his ear against it. Silence. Then, a soft hum. Almost electrical. Almost human. He backed away, heart thudding. Just before heading back down, he turned for one last look. The light above 3B turned off. No sound, no click. Just dark. And from behind the door, a whisper. Still here. Ray sat in the cramped building office, the overhead light flickering faintly, not unlike the one in 3B. He pulled out the tenant files, thick manila folders packed with outdated leases, rent receipts, and hand-scrawled maintenance notes. He flipped to apartment 3B. It should have been empty. It was empty. But inside the folder was a name, typed neatly, filed like all the rest. Claire Holloway. Lease start date, May 17th, 1997. End date, none listed. Next to her name, in red marker, deceased, do not rent. Ray blinked. He didn't remember writing that. He checked the building system, the digital files. Claire Holloway's name wasn't just still active, it showed consistent rent payments. Every month, auto-paid. But the payment source was blank, no card, no bank, just in-house credit. Verified. He opened the payment history. The last transaction. Processed at 1:17 a.m., the exact time the light stopped flickering. Ray leaned back in his chair. His stomach turned. He remembered that name. Claire. But from where? A thought crawled forward, slow and cold. He dug deeper, found a faded Polaroid in the back of the folder. It was Claire, standing in apartment 3B smiling, and next to her, a young boy. No name written, but he didn't need one. It was him. Ray stood in front of apartment 3B again. Same hallway, same flickering overhead bulb. Only this time he didn't bring the key. This time he brought a crowbar. He glanced over his shoulder. The hallway was empty. Everyone else asleep. He wedged the bar into the doorframe, took a deep breath, and pried. The lock snapped with a sharp, hollow pop. The door creaked open. Darkness, cold, still air, and that same electric hum, low, steady, unnatural. Ray stepped inside. Dust clung to everything. It was thick, untouched. Furniture sat exactly where it had in the photo. Couch, lamp, bookshelf with cracked spines and faded labels. In the center of the room, a single light bulb swaying slightly from the ceiling, casting broken shadows in every direction. He walked deeper in. Every footstep kicked up a breath of dead time. He turned toward the fireplace, saw the mantel, and there it was. The photo. Claire and the boy. Same smile, same pose. But this time, the boy's face had been scratched out, over and over. Ray staggered back, heart pounding. He turned and froze. On the wall by the door, drawn in what looked like faded red chalk. "You left me here." Below it, faint and shaking, the lights flickered on again. Every single one in the apartment, at once, then off, then on. And in the brief flashes between light and shadow, Claire stood in the hallway, watching. Ray didn't remember running down the stairs, didn't remember locking the office door behind him. But now he sat there, hands trembling, the folder still open on the desk. Claire's eyes wouldn't leave his mind, not angry, not empty, just waiting. He pulled up the building's internal system again, determined to prove to himself that this was just a glitch, some kind of power loop, a corrupted log. But the data kept updating. 1 a.m., power on, 1:17 a.m., power off, repeat. And now a new file had appeared, dated tonight, attached to apartment 3B's electrical monitor. No label, just a media file. He hesitated, then played it. Grainy, static-filled video. The view from the apartment's living room, shot from the corner like an old security cam. The lamp flickered. The light bulb above pulsed once. Then the TV turned on by itself. The screen showed static. Then a time code. 000. It began counting up. Ray leaned in. Every number matched the flicker of the lights. Perfect rhythm. Then at 000117, the static cleared, and he saw himself, standing in the room, back turned, and Claire behind him, hand on his shoulder, smiling. He slammed the laptop shut. The lights in the office flickered. A whisper echoed in the vents. "You promised you'd stay." Ray didn't sleep, didn't leave. He sat in the office until the sun came up. When it did, he went straight back to apartment 3B. No crowbar this time, no fear. He opened the door, and the lights didn't flicker. The apartment sat in perfect stillness. The smell of dust and warm wires hung in the air, but no cold, no whispers. He stepped inside, and then the rotary phone on the wall rang. Loud, sharp, out of place. He stared at it. One ring, two. On the third, he picked up. At first, static. Then a voice. Software cracked. Familiar. Raymond. His stomach dropped. "You were supposed to stay." He tried to speak. His mouth moved, no sound. The voice continued. "I kept the lights on for you. You left me here. Alone. I waited." Ray closed his eyes. Memories blurred together. A storm. A house. A woman calling his name. And him, running away. The phone went silent, then clicked. A new voice now. Not Claire's, his own. "I'm here now." And in the apartment's mirror, his reflection stood still, even as he turned away. It started at 1 a.m. sharp. Every light in the building went out. A full blackout. Tenants opened doors, shouted down halls. Emergency lights didn't kick in. Phones lost signal. Even battery-powered devices froze at 1 o'clock. Except for one apartment. 3B Ray stood in the hallway, staring. Its door was wide open, and from inside, a soft, pulsing glow. He stepped through the darkness, the floor groaning under his feet. One by one, other tenants peered out of their doors, silent, watching. No one said a word. When Ray crossed the threshold of 3B, the air shifted, heavy, still, like walking underwater. And in the center of the living room, sitting in the old floral chair, Claire, pale, hands folded, eyes wide and glassy, but smiling, not rotted, not a ghost, somewhere in between, alive in the way a broken record still plays. Ray opened his mouth. No sound came out. Claire raised her hand, pointed to the ceiling. Above them, the light bulb flickered one last time, then exploded in silence. All light vanished, and a whisper floated through the black. "You're home now." Weeks passed. No one had seen Ray since the blackout. The lights in 3B never came on again. The door stayed locked. Maintenance tried to open it. The key didn't fit. New tenants avoided the floor entirely. They said it felt wrong, too quiet, too heavy, like the hallway was listening. A new assistant manager started at the building, young, eager, tired of city noise. On her third day, she began reviewing old files, cross-referencing tenant lists, rent payments, electrical logs. That's when she found the entry. Apartment 3B, active. Tenant, Ray Holloway. Lease start, today. Confused, she asked the head super, "I thought 3B was empty." The old man paused, scratched his head. "There's no 3B anymore," he muttered. "That whole side of the building was sealed after the fire, back in '97. She blinked. "But it's on the list." He didn't answer, just turned and walked away. That night, as she was leaving the office, she looked up at the third-floor windows, and for a split second, a faint light flickered. Then darkness, and in the silence, from somewhere deep within the walls, a voice whispered, "Still here."